Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to Rise Up After Dark. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday. Damn it. I do that every time. September 10th.
It's not looking good for you.
I got the title right, man. I have been nailing. Welcome to Rise Up After Dark, the Rise Up After Dark show. You've got to admit, I've been on it lately. I haven't fudged that part up, but there's always something to mess up.
I need a half ding sound.
A bit. Yeah, we definitely need that. I also found, we were talking about our friends. You said Bullish Babe. I went on with Cosmic and Bullish Babe the other day, and somebody said, Evan, you need a cosmic laugh for your soundboard. And I would troll Alex with it relentlessly. He would say something, I would just go, hit the cosmic laugh. I could get a and I could get a you know.
Cosmic's laugh.
That's a great laugh.
Starting in the hole with the
No, man, I'm digging it. Oh, I just gave it the theme song. I am digging
Mm.
Cosmic's laugh. He has a beautiful laugh. And I know you do too. That's why I like to hear you here smiling. We have to talk about this too. Before the show, we got to bring the audience in on this. This is Rise Up After Dark. And if you're listening to us for the first time, this is the show where we let our hair down. It's a DYOR, teach you how to do it, BYOB, we won't drink it for you kind of affair to answer your crypto questions. And we were talking about how I said, I always drink out of the Rise Up mug. Sometimes I fill it up on After Dark just so I can have it. I said, Alex, what we really need is we need like a Rise Up beer glass or
a boot.
A boot. He said, a stein. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what we need. And I said, oh, and really what we need is this cool ghoul logo that we have, the Rise Up After Dark logo.
Sorry, TikTok.
I said, for the people who indulge, you need to have like a glass blown pipe where the like ghoulish baby face is the mouth and the smoke just gently rolls out of it. You could put your bubbles in there too. You know, if you're watching, you just have like a
bubbles.
Ghouly ghoul, the ghouly baby face.
Definitely only for bubbles.
I want the 1-out-of-1 version with Alex's ghoul.
Dude, it's a good. Although your ghoul, I love your ghoul too.
I love my ghoul too, but he looks like he's losing his hair, and wearing these headphones, makes me look like that too. I'm like,
I mean, have you seen mine? Mine has like basically like one step up from the Homer Simpson.
Yeah, but no, dude, it's so good. At that time when I don't think I have it in this folder, and that's just making me so sad. I was going to screen share. Oh, well, I could do this. Check this out. And at that time, you just had, I think, really the mustache. And I don't know, man. I think it was, what the hell? Alex, I forgot to do this. It's not going to let me share my flipping screen. I'm so sorry. You'll have to come to the Circle community if you want to see Alex's ghoul. And then you got to let us know what merch suggestions you want. Like we got to do that. The Bierstein, man. The Rise Up boot. I need to see it. I just need to see it. So if you've got ideas for that, then share them with us in the comments wherever you are, whenever you listen. And if you want to join the community, it's easy peasy. RUMS, RUMSHQ is the place you need to go. It's the very first link when you get there. Signing up couldn't be simpler, and we've got everything there. The only thing missing is you. It's a great place to come hang out on the show 24/7. So be there. Alex, dude, how you doing?
Good. I'm exhausted. It's a long day, but
yeah.
You know what? It was cool. I got to assist in the purchase of the cleanest Jeep Wrangler I've ever seen from the like 1998 TJ. And dude, like looks like a Jeep from the South, just spotless. I was trying so hard to find something wrong with it to, make sure I came across as the helpful mechanic that was brought along to look at this thing. And I just like, sorry, dude, it's really nice. And, the dude's house, I mean, it was not a surprise seeing this dude's house. The house was crazy. He had a couple other Wranglers. He was clearly a connoisseur of Wranglers.
A connoisseur of Wranglers.
It was funny. We were talking about, so one of his side hustles is Land Rover arbitrage. The dude buys $100,000 cars in one place and then sells them elsewhere. like between dealers. And I was like, all right, geez, call me poor more ways.
Land Rover arbitrage on the board with 1 point. Might be the move.
Yeah, hey, if you're looking for a new side hustle, there you go.
Yeah, it sounded like a good afternoon for you. And perfect weather to boot. Cool. We both had perfect weather.
It was so nice, dude. It's so nice. It's that time of year now where it's like 80, 85 during the day, and it's like 65 in the mornings. Island's empty. Beach is empty. Nice.
Linda in the comments here is either trolling you or giving you some really brilliant suggestions about what you could do with a Jeep like that. They said, keep it all Mopar. And they said, add bubble insulation, bumble. What did I write? Just snorkel.
Yeah.
Snorkel, Evan, your handwriting.
Mopar is a huge aftermarket manufacturer for Jeep parts.
Okay. All right, Mopar.
This thing is like not aftermarket though. This thing is like original, all original. Couple, I think new water pump, new head, but a couple engine parts. Everything else is all original. Original canvas, original interior. It's beautiful. It was nice, real nice. Anyway,
the show is not sponsored by Mopar or by Corona. But it could be.
Could be. Someone asked, back to the topic at hand, someone asked, how much of my SOL position do I still have after profits today?
Can we read people in who aren't sure what SOL's price is? Profits today, Alex, you say.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean it popped today. Still sitting up, north of 220. So sold a little bit. And now, percentage-wise, I'm about 60-40 stablecoins to SOL in that particular position.
And what were you? So before it was, you're saying based on 100. Like before, if it was 100% SOL, now it's 60-40. You've taken 40% off.
Yeah, it's never been 100% SOL, and it will never be 100% USDC.
Got it. Let me ask you this. At what was your last buy? So like what about is the difference between the last time you bought some and now, and give us more perspective on the whole position. Like,
yep. Let's see. I want to say it was like 187.
187. Okay, so dang. What a great price. So really, I mean, yeah, what a great price. And that's not that long ago. Not that long ago at all.
No. It was it was on the no, that's not right. Hold on.
Looks like the end of August is about when that probably would have been.
Oh, yeah. What was the price on August 22nd?
August 22nd, it appears like it was around that level. It looked like it went as low as 180 and was flirting with, I don't know, to come up from 170 something, went up to 189. Mm-hmm. So I bet you sold a little at some point too, and then probably bought it lower. Yeah, I remember you talking about doing that at one time.
It looks like I added 4.5 SOL on the 22nd.
Okay. On the 22nd. Yeah. Nice job, Alex. Yeah, it's a masterful plan. That's a lot of action from 180 to 220. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. And I should say that I sold in between there too, because I sold a few at 215-ish. In some sense.
Nice. Let's talk about your targets. What are you thinking, or do you not think it's helpful? Because, I mean, at what point are you going to start moving more like 80% into USDC? That might be a better question. I don't care, but like, what would you see in the next couple of weeks? Are you expecting to have to do that soon?
250 would be is like a psychological number that I just like is in my head. I want to make it clear before I say any more numbers.
Please.
I am quite literally pulling these straight out of my rear. And the only thing I'm really considering with this is the vibe.
He totally is vibe trading this, you guys. And he's killing it.
I really, truly am. Like I am not looking at a chart. I can't tell you the last time I looked at a chart and tried to determine where I thought it was going based on XYZ, this, that, whatever. I literally wake up, this morning, I didn't even know it was up. Someone in the chat on the morning show was like, sold at 220. I was like, oh shit, look at that. And I, opened it up and looked at it and whatever. Literally, I wake up, I'll look at it and be like, okay, buy, or okay, sell. But of course, numbers kind of stick out in your head. Like I know that if we slid back into the 180s or lower, I would be buying pretty big chunks. And again, that kind of depends. If something like awful happened and we just like started falling, I would be gradually buying on the way down. But I would determine how much I was, re-entering with as a percentage of the stablecoin bag as we went, depending on like why we were dropping. If we just kind of dropped because, okay, that was a good rally, it's time to cool down, lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, 250 just kind of feels like one of those numbers that's just going to be a psychological blocker for me. If someone actually does look at charts and, wants to tell me whether or not that is like any kind of a point of resistance or support or whatever, I'd be curious because I have no idea. No idea. 300, again, another big one. Obviously, those big round numbers tend to be kind of those like points that you have trouble with. And I think the all-time high was 292, but I could be a couple bucks off on that. I think it also depends on the platform, wherever you look.
Yeah.
Every exchange has a slightly different all-time high.
By my memory.
I know it didn't hit 3, but it was like real damn close.
I'm seeing on CoinGecko maybe closer to 260, 270, something like that.
That one's low. I know that one's wrong. I know that it was higher.
Alex, can I ask you to elaborate even a little more about Austin says, what you mean by vibrating? Hey, Austin, thanks for the question, man. It's good to see you.
I assume you mean vibe trading.
Vibe trading. Oh no, the dreaded double gwump. There goes my only point, up in smoke. I just want you to know I'm 3 in the hole, and between you and me, you've got 3 points right now in 1 gwump. I have 3 in the hole. I'm going for gwumps tonight.
Yeah, clearly.
And I'm doing great. Austin wanted us to elaborate on vibe trading. So
yeah,
I will pass you the torch to say it really is what it sounds like. If Alex articulates 250 and 300 as his big round number targets because he said like they meet a point of resistance around those big round numbers, he'll be content to wait. And I bet the other thing he said will be true too. There are probably going to be a lot of points. There's a lot of points between that journey. It's going to run up 20% one day to 2, I don't know, whatever. Then it's going to come down. And Alex will be like, oh, that's a good day to sell. Right. So that's what you mean by it. Or what else would you say? And
no, you're exactly right.
You can pull the details.
Yeah. If I had 250 in my head as a point that I was like making a mental note, like I'm going to take a significant piece of profit at 250 because I will have a huge amount of profit in that position regardless, then that's true. And I will stick to that because the number one way that I've screwed this up in the past was not following my own rules. However, if from here I wake up tomorrow and it's back at like 212, I'll get a little bit more. Some of this that I sold at 224 will go back in at 212. And I'm just making that up. I have no idea.
Sure. Yep.
If it ends up being 212 in the morning, then we'll come back and I'll be a genius. But if it doesn't happen, I'm just making it up. But then if it went, from there, it was like 230, I'm taking profit again. And then, and I will continue to do that. Back and forth, whatever. But like smaller little chunks, a few sold here, a few sold there, whatever. But like if we ran to 250, I'd probably sell half of the remaining position. But never the whole thing. I will always have at least some. And it's worth noting too that I do have a position that is sitting on Marinade that's just staking. That is not included in this particular, swing trade.
So
but, no, that's, that the vibe, the idea of vibe trading is literally, it's just the best way that I can keep track of it because I don't do all the chart stuff. I don't do all the TA stuff, whatever. I don't, pay enough attention to have specific price targets and all that kind of stuff. I'm not like longing, shorting. I'm not trading with leverage. I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. I'm literally just buying and selling spot. And it's really just kind of that. If I wake up and I feel like, okay, that was a really nice little rally, and based on XYZ, whatever, I want to secure a little bit of USDC just in case it comes back a little bit. Because then even if it only goes down a few bucks, that's still a little bit more that I can add.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always movement between those levels. That's the point. Is like, if you feel good about a certain level, you've been watching the asset. Alex, how long have you been watching Solana? sold tokens.
Since it was like, oh, well, like
watching it with
purposefully
the intent to buy it. Because
since
that was a
$16.
change of mind for you. I remember when you changed your mind about that, because
Yeah.
we were there. We were dogging on Solana when it would go down, when it couldn't handle volume. But
100%.
there was a lot of very valid criticism, but you changed your mind and really were a big reason in my changing my mind and paying attention to it again and realizing like, oh, these guys are cooking.
It's documented too, just for the record. I'm not blowing smoke. I don't recommend doing this, but if you really want to fact check me, you can. It's documented on the timeline, hundreds of videos back over the years of me, talking about changing my mind and the process of it and why I feel differently. Because I used to make fun of it all the time, and then I kind of realized I was just being an asshole. I was just being a haughty tech elitist, and regardless of what I thought about this, that, and the other thing from the tech perspective, it was consistently making more revenue. It was consistently getting more users. It was consistently building more stuff. It was consistently deploying more stuff. It was consistently crashing because consistently more people were doing consistently more stuff on it over and over and over again. Repeat, scale, continue to go up. And I mean, I thought like most people when it was just like all the way down $8, $6, $7, whatever it was, that I thought it was like, oh, well, that one's gone. There's Terra number 2. And then it doubled from there, and I was like, And that's when I was like,
yeah, it's now a good time to buy.
Yeah, I had that. It doubled from there at like 16, 17. And I just remember thinking like, okay, there's a reason for this. Like that's a significant enough move with enough money that something more than just like a gamble. Because at this time, nobody was like, you weren't taking huge gambles on it. The market was a different time. And I just remember like, that's when I started to look more closely like, oh my God, like they're making a lot more revenue than the stuff that everyone says is better. And there's probably something to that. Revenue seems like it's important. Started following that more. So started buying back in again, just right above that, around 20. And I've been swing trading it back and forth in like little $10, $15, $20 increments ever since $20. It's been however long that was.
And it's a beautiful strategy. And that's you got to catch the vibe. Like you got to catch a wave before you can vibe trade. Meaning Alex had to know that story, get to know the ecosystem, get to have confidence in it. Mm-hmm. And it's not like he's, uninformed in his conviction. It's deeply informed conviction. But then, you know it well enough to just like watch it unfold and follow it. I think especially too, the fact that you have trained yourself to take profits, to buy dips and take profits and never go in or out all the way has really made you the discipline to do that. You've acquired it just by doing it, and anybody can do it, but it's simple. Yep. It's not easy. So I applaud you. And I'm taking one more gwump away from you on my march to gwump victory.
Valid. I just for the record, I honestly would not say that all of this was a result of some sort of nonsense bumper sticker, 10,000 hours of research, because it really truly wasn't. It was really just like a shift in the way that I was looking at the way that we were all collectively as a market valuating these things. And just realizing how nonsense it was to exclusively prop up a valuation figure based on nothing measurable. So like we say the vibe trading, but at the same time, it's informed by the fact that there are measured growing users, increasing revenue to the point where it's making more than any other ecosystem in the entire industry. And I don't really care what you think. That is an objective fact that has been the case for a while. And the only day in recent history that I can recall seeing it shift was when ETH made more on the day that World Liberty launched. And then the next day, it went back down to second place.
They're cooking. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely cooking. And that means there's going to be a lot of volatility and a lot of action. Like, I don't know. I'm not a professional trader. I don't do this professionally. But like the part of me that does speculate, that's easy to pay attention to and like read. It's so funny.
Christina said just 2 men in the dark.
10 points to Christina.
Rude.
I love it.
I mean, yeah. It's just 2 men after dark.
After dark. I'm sure there's Rise Up in the dark, but this is Rise Up after dark.
All right, that's the next nighttime spinoff.
Okay, we have a really good question from Rada. Hey Rada, hope you're doing well. Could you explain why different platforms have different prices? They're referencing when we looked up on CoinGecko and weren't sure what it was. Do they use different technology, or is it simply their way of making money? Alex?
So these things are individually as a platform and an exchange, facilitating the buys and sells of these different assets between you and to you, and from wherever they get it. So Coinbase purchases crypto and then sells it to you, and they factor in fees and a spread, and that's how they make money. So at any given point, Coinbase will be charging something, Binance will be charging something else, Kraken will be charging something else, and largely these are extremely close. But it's rarely exactly like to the penny the same thing. And so, hence the practice of something like arbitrage would be, the practice of purchasing amounts of a currency on one exchange and then immediately selling it on another, or vice versa, in order to capitalize on that price difference. And sometimes it can be relatively significant. I think probably the most famous example, and someone who knows more about it than me can correct me, but the XRP all-time high was an all-time high on one exchange in a different country that had another fee attached to it that brought it up to that amount, but it was not selling for that same price on every exchange. So there was an arbitrage opportunity there.
Even here, for people in podcast land, I have a screen share to CoinGecko showing you Solana's price on different exchanges. If you notice, there are 3 different places to get it on Binance for different stablecoin pairs, and they all have different prices. And this is a reflection of the price they bought it at, how much money is against it, and how they trade it. Some of these exchanges, they have different mechanisms that they match orders of buys and sells and fulfill them. And it all affects the price. The kimchi premium is what you're looking for about XRP. Mm-hmm. South Korean exchanges didn't have the same kind of liquidity, and they had people who really wanted it and were willing to pay more for it, is essentially what it is. Also, I think I rugged you more than I intended to. I really just intended to point that one thing out. I'm sorry.
No, that's exactly what I was talking about.
It's a good question, because it helps people see too that this is really about making meaning. It's about sharing information and communicating it quickly. What is the price right now? What do you want to buy it for? Do you want to sell it? How much? Limit orders, automate this, so on and so forth. I don't know. I think I've gotten away from it. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's generally it. That's the answer to the question, is that they are all buying and selling these things individually. The price is never going to 100% line up. There's an average agreed upon market price that is basically what it is. And because people arbitrage, these things typically even out. Any larger discrepancy in price never really lasts that long, because arbitrage bots exist and people do that. I mean, people do that with stablecoins. If you're getting 0.99997 on USDC one place and 1.00001 somewhere else, and you're moving with millions of dollars, you're scraping profit every time you do that. And that is also a thing that people do.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are people, someone asked, can they manipulate these markets? Do they work together to do it?
I mean, wouldn't surprise me.
But it's a much more nuanced answer than, it's not like they have quarterly meetings and they sit in a room. And it's also not like their actions don't affect it at all. But there are many players. It's very complex. The news affects it. Retail traders like us affect it. Institutions affect it. And market makers. There are people whose job it is, they have a lot of capital, to provide exchanges and decentralized exchanges like the money they need. A Coinbase, a Uniswap, all these places, they have to have strategies for how they're going to get the money to have enough of the tokens their customers want to trade. So if there's a token that has a lot of volume, they got to have piles of that token to fill it. And some models say, hey, we can let people give this to us. And market makers often will do this for new tokens. I got a lot of money, and I say to Alex, hey, I know you're going to launch a token on Binance, and they're going to require a 10% fee, but they talk to both parties and they say, I'll put up the money to buy your tokens at this price, and I'll give them to Binance, and they can use them to generate fees. And then when the token's price is up, I get to sell 20% of mine, or 30%, or whatever. And that's how they make their money. It's a very different kind of bet. And it affects the price also, like the liquidity, the way the orders are made, who funds them. It all changes for all these people. So do they work together? Do they conspire? Yeah, but Alex and I conspire too. You know what I mean? We're not part of the system.
That question was specifically about whales. So individuals. So 100% there are market manipulation schemes run by individuals who have enough money to move a market. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll even see people I've read specific posts from the white whale saying oh, can't touch this one. It's too small. I will destroy it, or
I will destroy the APY.
Explode it. Yeah.
Imagine if there was $100 in a token. $100 million in a token. And somebody wanted to place $10 million in it because the APY was, really high, whatever. People wanted to trade it. That would immediately, be like throwing a boulder on your boat. Alex, we have some really good questions.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I was just doing
I'd like to
scan.
Maybe go to this one. Unless there's like an immediate follow-up, I have a slight topic change to a really good one about Bitcoin.
Yep.
Sound good? Emmanuel, hello. We hope your candles are green. Says, can you explain in simple terms how Bitcoin is an asset? I made a video earlier today, Alex, where I said, I'm not selling my Bitcoin because somebody asked about it. And I explained what an asset was, that it is a thing like money that represents value that you can capture without needing to sell it. Money is, a thing you have to exchange to get its value, but a house, you could own that and take out a loan on it, or a business, or you might have any number of things that you can lend in this way. And I just made the point that Bitcoin is maybe the best example of that kind of thing because it's so easy to instantly trade it. We've explained in other places, the mechanics of Bitcoin make it scarce. If the network lasts and we continue to measure value in dollars and cents, it will become worth more. And it will be easy to get a loan for it, to pay for things, to buy other assets, to pay back the interest on the loan because I believe it'll appreciate in value. So you're read into the context, but I'd really like your perspective because I know you're also not selling your Bitcoin. So can you explain in simple terms how you would say Bitcoin is, in that sense, it's an asset? Simple terms. How's Bitcoin an asset?
I mean, so it's a thing that a significant amount of people have assigned a significant amount of value to. Because of that, my ability to keep it and allow it to grow the way that, something else that a large number of people believe is valuable, because that's really truly all that is required for something to have value, is enough people to believe that that's the case.
Yep.
And then the execution of that value to me has always been the ability for me to use it to acquire food, water, shelter, the things I need to survive. It's very reductive, and I understand that, but if I were to strip it down to its most simple form, that's really it. At this point, the group, the movement, the push, the value given to Bitcoin by enough of us is such that you can use it in many different ways to get other things: food, water, shelter, luxury, pleasure, vacations, food, cars, houses, whatever.
Yeah, and there are companies who offer those products now.
Sorry?
There are companies who offer those products now.
Absolutely. And I mean, as far as, I guess more of a specific definition, how is it an asset? I mean, it is an individually identifiable thing that I can own, that I can prove is mine, more concretely than honestly I can prove many things are mine. And I can hold it, keep it, track it, store it, send it, spend it, save it. It's a Daft Punk song at this. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what I would say.
I also wanted to highlight for the people who are asking follow-ups on that, how, where you can borrow for Bitcoin specifically. I think of two instances. One I hear about all the time on the Unchained podcast. It's called Ledden. They offer Bitcoin-backed loans so that you can get this kind of thing without having to access your Bitcoin. I don't know what Ledden's rates are, but I know that, 10.4%, 12.4%. I think 50% loan to value. I think these rates are higher than what people will expect to see in the future. Coinbase also has, this is what they invented CB Bitcoin for, in part. They have a wrapped Bitcoin on Base that you can get as liquid value on their platform. They have loans they can issue. It's up to $1 million how you can borrow from them. It's a really cool novel product because it's a little more crypto native. It allows you to use USDC, be part of this ecosystem. And as I said, I just expect to see much more of this kind of thing built out in the future. Bitcoin is how old, Alex? We're barely old. Bitcoin's barely going to be old enough to drink soon.
It's barely old enough to drive.
It is nascent, and people are building out the infrastructure for it, and the network is only growing. Are there serious threats? Absolutely. Bitcoin is a weapon. People are scared of it. Bitcoin is a commodity and like an asset to be consumed. It is many things to many people. And I don't know, there is a lot of opportunity for a handful of them to really control it. Mostly, we were talking about this the other night. We were just the core developers of Bitcoin. Dennis Porter said it on our show. These protocols are decentralized in the sense that many, many, many people around the world are interested in maintaining them, can use them, anyone with an internet connection, but they are hotly contested and they're susceptible to risks. So, but it seems like if this thing continues, that's the direction it's likely to go. More people being able to use it in that way as what we think of as an asset, as gold, as a house, as a whatever, but more liquid. So it's a good question.
Higher. Always.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't mean to give you a drum roll, except now, ladies and gentlemen, let me reintroduce you. We are Rise Up After Dark. I'm Evan. He's Alex. And this is the place we answer your crypto questions. We let our hair down. We play a silly game with dings and gwumps to determine who gets the most points and wins a fabulous prize. You can win a point. You can ask us a question wherever you are, whenever you listen, and then ask us a question anytime. Find the links at RumsHQ. RUMSHQ.com. Alex, you said we had some other questions. What kind of questions are we seeing in the chat? A shout out to our friend Mike, who's here. This is the first time I've seen him without a hot dog in my mouth.
With no context. We're fine. Moving on.
I mean,
there was a question about, I'm not sure. So, Sean, if this does not totally answer the question, then please feel free to ask a follow-up. Question was about explaining NFT technology, and there was a follow-up, basically I think looking for a comparison or some way that it could be used with regards to like facial recognition is kind of how I understood it, but like I said, please feel free to correct me if I'm interpreting this wrong. So honestly, branching off of what I said about Bitcoin being like provably specific and mine, an NFT, the simplest way that I've ever found to think about it, an NFT is a digital certificate of authenticity. It is a way that I can prove that a piece of something digital is unique and mine or someone else's. We've never been able to prove that anything digital is the original, specific, one of a certain number, belongs to anybody, is not a copy, is not just a screenshot, is the original piece of digital whatever that was created. Doesn't have to be art. You know, the way that they became popular was by attaching JPEGs to them and selling them for tremendous amounts of money. But, you know, it's really just a way to prove that something digital is unique and specific and belongs to somebody. And you can, any way that you can think to apply that, you can, I mean, the world is your oyster, the sky's the limit. I think it's individually one of the coolest pieces of technology I've ever seen. Just me.
Okay, but
Tell me why.
I think that they are also asking, because I saw this in the Circle community, about maybe speculating on them. And I responded to that to say, you know, I'm not really interested in speculating on NFTs at this time.
No.
I think a good reason I would personally have to speculate on NFTs would be related to the effective use of intellectual property. Right now, we've been talking a lot about Pudgy Penguins because Will's playing the game. We're going to have Luca Netz on the show in October. And he owns the company, has been steering this vision to bring it to everyday people. If you don't know, they have like 20 million followers on Instagram. They have the cutest little, most relatable gifts. You don't have to know crap about crypto to understand. And they're in your toy shelves, in your stores. They have an incredible mobile game that is addicting. I find myself making time to play this game. And I don't play a lot of games, certainly not on my phone. It's great. And if I could afford a Pudgy Penguin, one of the pieces of intellectual property that they base all their work on, not even that I would buy it as like I'm going to flip this for 3x tomorrow, but if I could buy one, like that's a piece of cultural currency. I think they've brought a lot of value to it, and I would just want to own it and be able to access, that Penguin holders get access. They've built relationships. They're close to the project. They have contributed. They've built voices. They're participating. They're part of this community that influences the direction of it and benefits from it. And I wouldn't see it as like I'm going to buy 5 penguins and sell them for $20, or this new project's launching and I got to get in on the mint fast. I think those days it's harder to predict success based on that. It's much easier for me to look at pudgy penguins and be like, you know what? I think that's a winner. And even in just a non-monetary way, it'd be so cool to own a penguin, or to be, kinky bedbugs, to have bought a penguin for $400,000 because it was the rarest one, and then to sell it at a loss and just be part of the thing forever. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I love that it's a huge story for our space too, for everyday people. It's that if I was going to speculate. So are you interested in speculating on JPEGs at this time? Or is there another way that you would speculate on NFT technology, other use cases, things people are using it for? Like what?
My answer is boring, and I'm sorry, because it's the one that I give for everything. So if you've seen me before, you've probably heard this. I bet on the ecosystem that's going to host all of it. So if I think that NFTs are going to be huge, my gamble would be, are they going to be on ETH? Are they going to be on Avalanche? Are they going to be on Sol? And then I would take that bet.
Such a smart answer, dude. That one's worth 2 points.
It's a little boring, but that's the way that I would do it.
Okay, I like that. I would also say I would look for ways to get close to the people who are using it most interestingly. For example, we had Courtyard on the show the other day, and when you see their experience, it is
it's
a system to make trading cards and other collectibles into tokenized also assets. Tokenized also is like an idea I'm playing with in my mind. It's too clunky to say, it's not catchy, but that's what it is. You have a Charizard card and it's an asset, but it's really hard to like take out a loan against that card, trade it with somebody, sell it to somebody. There's all these fees. So what if instead you could send it to this company and they could give you a tokenized, meaning a unique provable digital asset that represents this thing. And they do all the back end work of keeping it in a really nice facility for you, of having a whole marketplace where you can trade these things essentially for like free and sell them at any time. And if you ever want to claim the real card, you burn the NFT, they send it to you. And I do believe you can send it back and they just reissue another NFT. You want to send it to someone else, it's seamless. And it's going to make the value of those things just through the roof. Like a highway makes cars more valuable. I would invest in something like that. There was a competitor whose name I keep blanking on it, but they launched a token called Card. And people, of course they bought it because this is a great solution. I would speculate on something like this. I might not buy a token, but I am paying close attention to people who are doing this. I'm using their products. I'm learning from it. It's an asset in that way. It's a good investment. Hi, how are you? Waving at me?
No.
In podcast land, they're like, what? Who's he talking?
The other way though would not be a speculation. It would be like you alluded to earlier, to collect. We both of us care about our on-chain resume. Yes. And even if I think something is silly or stupid or not going to go anywhere, but I want the blockchain to know, I want to be able to show later that like, hey, I was there at this moment and I interacted with this thing. Like the reason I own Pengu, I bought it the day it launched, and I also got a little bit in an airdrop, tiny little bit. I wasn't like enough of a thing to get a big amount, but kept it, and also added a little because I was like, you know what? No matter what this thing does, this is cool. That's a real brand. I'm down with it. I want to support. I want to show a little piece of support that like I approve, and so got a little bit. I would love to own an ETH rock.
I am a big fan of this.
I would love to own a punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I could wave a magic wand and own one of any existing thing, it would be a punk, like no question, 100%. Not just because they're ludicrously, I would never want to get rid of it. I just want one.
Yeah. Somebody asked the question, what causes the grade? And I know they were talking about Courtyard and Pokemon cards, but I also want to talk about this idea of like how you represent the age of a digital thing in a way that makes it dynamic. Courtyard though, they work with you can get your cards PSA graded or whatever. And then that's what they want, is they want you to send them graded cards. Get your cards graded wherever you want and then send them to us, kind of thing. Put them in a shoebox and send them to us.
Well, but for the record, if you're into cards, there are better places than others to get graded.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Teach me. I'm completely out of my depth there.
But there's a few. There's a number that are, like relatively well respected. There's always like the whatevers, but there's a few that are just kind of like known for being stricter. So I don't know, CCG, sorry, is, like kind of good. That's like a very common classic one. I can pull it up. Someone was asking about tokenized graded cards, and this has been a thing even before Courtyard even launched. You can actually look on Magic Eden.
Oh,
I'll pull it up right here.
Look at you.
Stall.
While he's pulling it up, Rada asks, where do I find NFT groups or something? I would say if what you're looking for is places where you can go to trade NFTs, then you can probably find them on Twitter. I don't know any of them, but I do know lots of marketplaces where you can just go and look at them yourselves, like the one Alex is about to show you. There are many. We can name a few. And I also recommend you follow some people just to educate yourself. It sounds like you might benefit from learning the history of NFTs, what they are from a couple different perspectives. So Punk6529 is an account worth following. Alex, I don't know if you have any others, but William Quigley, the thing that got me real jazzed about the way I talk about them and the way we think about them was the first time we heard William Quigley. It was on a stage at some conference, and he gave this wonderful talk about what NFTs are and could be and made it so clear. And it was brilliant. And so you can get this stuff, but write down Magic Eden, write down Punk6529, write down William Quigley. He's been on our show. And I'd say write down Zora too. I have a contentious relationship with Zora, but it's a user experience that's familiar to you if you've ever been on Instagram. And it allows you to experiment with tokens, buying and selling, trading tokens that represent like a tangible asset. Some of them are fungible, some NFTs too. And POAP, POAP.xyz.
I'll have to find the name of this. There's a collection. There's an NFT collection specifically that is graded Magic cards and graded Pokemon cards. And if you purchase the NFT, they will also send you the slab.
Nice.
And they list on Magic Eden, and they have a ton of them. And I was going to show, but the quick answer to the previous question that I got sidetracked on was,
yes,
there's like some grades that are better than others. It's kind of like, if you opened Evan's card grading, like you might be really good at determining what is a really good quality card or whatever. But if something was an Evan 10 versus a Beckett 10, the Beckett's going to be worth 1,000 times more than the Evan 10.
Thanks, Al.
Which is there's a famous example of that. Whether it was manufactured, fabricated, or not, or real or whatever. Logan Paul famously purchased a Charizard that was a PSA 10, and he opened the slab and submitted it to Beckett because a Beckett 10 is worth more than a PSA 10. And he got very lucky, and Beckett graded it a 10. And so he instantly added multiple six figures of value to the card just because it was Beckett versus PSA.
Wow.
Little piece of nerddom for you there. But
it's amazing.
Yeah. Took a real big risk because they could have graded it a 9 and then it would have would have lost money.
Man. Okay. Did you find the Magic Eden example?
I'll have to look. I can't remember the name of it. And for some reason, if I search Magic the Gathering on Magic Eden, nothing comes up. And I know it's a big project. They got a ton of stuff, but I can't remember what it's called. I'll find it. And put it in a circle.
Pursue more learning about what they are and what they do. And that will help you to identify as you move about the internet, the people that can help you and will add value to your life, your portfolio, whatever you're doing, and the people who, will waste your time. You don't have to be mean or whatever to any of them, but like there are a lot of time wasters. And that will help you more to spot them than anything we could tell you to do. Can we answer this question from Joe?
Yes.
This came in the Circle community too. And Joe, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Is concerned about dusting. Just wants to know what causes dusting. It sounded like, and I couldn't quite get the clarification on it from the chat. It sounded like she was having some trouble moving some Solana. She wanted to take some profits because Joe's on top of her shit. And she just had a hard time she said, I decided to check my hot wallets content for it. There were 8 attempts to move the SOL, which doesn't make me think of dusting. She said the exchange customer service I was talking to is crypto.com. The 8 attempts they called dusting. It freaked me out. Anyway, it's taken care of now. All 8 addresses were different. So I think we can explain dusting from 8 addresses, but I was more concerned about her moving her SOL and somebody trying to move it. And, let us know if we need to talk about that. Oh, she said, as of now, 15 attempts.
Damn.
That's interesting. And what it could be when somebody is dusting you, first of all, what they are literally doing, the term refers to like sprinkling dust. They are sending small transactions to your wallet, usually itty bitty, to get you to interact with something. And it could be malicious. Even if it's not, we call it dusting. I feel like we should call the non-malicious dusting, the nuisance dusting, sprinkling.
I was just about to say you got to call it sprinkling.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm giving us both points for that. Oh,
you got to call it sprinkling.
Got to go up myself. Sorry. It's sprinkling. It's like getting a flyer put on your car at a concert. Alex, all the addresses in the blockchain are public. I don't need to know it's you, Joe, but I can see, for example, that you own Solana, and I'm like, oh, she's been trading. Anybody who's traded Solana more than twice in the last year, find their wallets for me, and a bot will scrape the internet for these wallets and give it to this person, and they'll be like, oh, it's 100,000 addresses. I'm going to spend 0.001 Sol and send a very, 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 very tiny amount to all of them, and I'm going to put it as some shit token that I want them to buy. Or I'm going to put a coupon on it that says, try my casino, or whatever. And most of it's harmless and a nuisance. But some of it, if you interact with it, can cause you to grant permission to somebody to do something to your assets, to your wallet, and you can be drained. So hide it. Don't fret about it.
Yeah, it's just better to ignore it. Yep.
Alex, I need to know about how your honeypot dusting has been going.
Oh, dude, I haven't looked in days.
Tell him the story, Alex, about the honeypot dusting. Every day for about a week now, I get an alert from Alex about this nuisance token, right?
Yeah, so the story is that I was dusted a fake Yeezy token like a couple weeks ago, and I was given like, I don't know, $5 worth of it. And it's a honeypot, which is a very specific kind of scam token, nonsense token, wherein the ability to sell is limited to either nobody or a very specific amount of wallets, or a group of wallets that are on what would be called the whitelist. And I, as the recipient of the dust, this particular token wasn't going to drain my wallet. It wasn't going to do anything, but it was meant to sit in my wallet and look like it was skyrocketing and lure me into purchasing more of it. And so let's take a quick peek. Okay, well, the bad news is that it's now rugged. So it went up enough and they rugged it. So now at least it's not. But I want to see, because right now I only have 89 cents worth. But for context, the last time I looked at this, it was worth like $650,000.
It was like, he called me. At first he was like, Evan, it's $70,000. Evan, it's $100,000. Evan, it's $300,000. I don't know how to sell this thing. It was just fucking up his balance.
You would go, I would go and just pull the trigger just to see what happens. And for the record, before I interacted with it, I emptied the wallet. I sent everything else away. I totally cleared it out. It's just one of my social wallets. Clear the whole thing out, and I was like, let's just see what happens, because it was reading as if it had liquidity, but it did not. At least none that was available to me. That was like very, and it was tied to a bunch of other scam known things. I knew there was no shot in hell. And exactly that. You would attempt to trade it and just said, no liquidity. I wish I would have looked at it one last time before it rugged to see what it got up to, because I bet you it was in the millions.
Oh, the little coin that could, but never could. I just can't believe it. You said 1 in a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I know people. I have been that person who looks at that token and says, are you sure? You sure I can't sell this? You sure I can't swap it for something? It happens a lot. I know a lot of people who unfortunately get scammed that way. They participate in a pig butchering scam. They send money to a scammer who pays them out in a junk token that looks like it's worth something, but you just can't trade it.
I got the number.
Oh my God. Hang on. I want to hear everybody guess in the comments what the number is. Last check-in was several $100,000. So submit your guesses. I'm going to guess $750,000.
Okay.
No. Not even close.
1.5 million. Oh, hey, Puck nailed it right on. Good job. Good guess.
900,000. Amsfar says 158,000. Wrong. Yeah.
It went up to $3 a token. They dropped me 500,000 of them.
higher.
and the price chart just looks like, you know, a perfect curve up, and then just straight to zero. So
Dude.
someone whoever grifted, scammed that thing, made a killing.
Correct.
Would have been really nice to let me sell a couple of them. Come on.
Yeah.
You're total grifters.
Alex,
For real.
while you were giving that presentation, you said something about being a recipient of the dust. And you did not mean it to, but it really sounded like a title you would get in a video game for like finding the rarest, you know, like
Recipient of the dust.
recipient of the dust. And so I thought, what a fun way to commemorate the learning experience of finding out what dusting is, right? And also, like, you learned it here at Rise Up After Dark. So I decided to really quick just ask GPT to whip me up what a POAP could look like. And look at this. That's not that bad. That's almost exactly what I wanted it to look like.
That's
And if
about
you
what I
can,
would.
you know, attest to having been dusted, then you will be eligible to receive a recipient of the dust POAP. So you can have an NFT that also isn't worth anything, but at least you can sell it.
It's worth
How
more.
about giving us some fucking
dust.
credit?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. If you've got a crypto question, if you've got a suggestion, a word of wisdom, an idea for a great POAP or something else, then leave it in the comments. Thank you, Joe. I hope that helped you. I hope this time is helping you. Alex, what are you looking at on your other monitor there? I worry that people on the TikTok stream think I'm talking to my crotch because I'm looking like down at you, or that I'm just feeling very moody and reflective.
Well, I'm used to seeing you from one very specific angle in your office at your desk, and now it's very different. No, I was just looking to see if I could find out how much they pulled when they rugged it.
Oh,
but Dexter has wiped it, which they do. They don't like keep a permanent log on everything that they can confirm was a rug that would literally be tens of millions of tokens.
Dude, you know the tragic thing about these rug tokens, and this is an interesting point, is especially tokens launched on Pump.Fun, if they, on Pump.Fun, reach a market cap of $64,000, then they are launched from Pump.Fun to a tradable like liquidity pool on Radium. It's a DEX, and probably some other places too now. This has, you know, been a while since I checked on it. And they seed it with $15,000. And when a token like this rugs, that liquidity is often, or some amount of liquidity is trapped in the token forever. Like those are tokens that unless the network decides they want to like rewrite the permissions to be able to recall those specific tokens, then they're going to stay there forever. And that could have a more than insignificant effect on the supply of Solana. It's sort of a weird burn rate. You might hear people talk about those sometimes, you know, like an unintentional burn rate. How many Pump.Fun shitters launched,
Millions,
bonded, and then just died? So that's like a lot of soul. That's a lot of soul tokens just sitting there at the bottom of the seat.
It also, what I would call, artificially inflates TVL, because that soul is recorded as being value locked. So a large amount. I wish that I knew an exact number.
Me too.
And if someone who knows, shout out to someone who knows more than me.
Shout out to someone who knows more than me. I'm giving them a point, 5 points.
But I would be really curious if there was like some sort of estimate, whatever, on like what is dead TVL on like Ethereum, because I know this happens to ETH as well. Of course, that there is, you know, ETH left in smart contracts that nobody, you know, the keys have been burned to or whatever. You know, someone died, got hit by a bus.
Dude,
it's gone.
Dead TVL sounds like such a crypto nerd punk name. Dude, I want to be in Dead TVL so bad. We'd play every conference. Oh my God.
We will note TVL when we're talking about usually new protocols. Like if you're trying to track like the growth or the rate of deposits on something new, like a new borrowing and lending platform, I will look at TVL. But in general, it's really not a phenomenal metric to look at. It's pretty easy to manipulate and inflate. For example, when Base launched, Coinbase, not to say that this was necessarily like manipulated for a malicious purpose, they seeded the ecosystem with money because they had a vested interest in it performing and doing well. But you know, Base's TVL went from 0 to like multiple billions because Coinbase has it like that.
Yeah.
And it's come down, but so that's one way. And then of course, like we were just talking, dead TVL can contribute. So not necessarily the world's greatest metric. Certainly not the one that you would want to look at by itself and not consider other things. Revenue is the one you'd want to look at for that.
Just some fun fact numbers for you, Alex. You may know this one, but estimates of lost assets by blockchain. How many Bitcoin tokens of the 21 million supply? Give me either a number of tokens or a percentage. How much do you think is like estimated to be dead, lost?
Yeah. 3.8 million.
Whoa, man. This particular source, this is an article from Ledger, says 2.3 to 3.7 are the estimates.
Yeah.
So you're right there with them. And some say it's as many as 4 million, 20% of the supply.
Yeah.
ETH, at least, you want to guess?
That wasn't a straight guess. I've seen a lot of reports about that, that it's north of 3 million Bitcoin.
You got a guess for ETH, Mr. Amazing?
Haven't looked that one up, so this is a guess. I'll stick with number of tokens. I would say.
While you think of your guess, I just have to read this out loud. This comment says, Jay Delegad says, if you dorks don't tell me what coins you're buying, I'm reporting you. Like, that's funny.
Do you know how long it's been since I've been called a dork?
Do you know how long it's been since I told somebody what tokens I was buying?
USDC.
We can talk about it.
Actually, I literally did buy USDC today, so I'm not even lying.
That's right.
And that's what you get for calling me a dork.
Don't come for me.
So estimate on ETH. Your time is up. The hourglass is empty. What will you say?
20 million.
No, it was closer to 1. It's about 900,000.
Really? That's
it's
it?
Just under a percent, 0.75% of circulating supply is lost through errors. Somebody forgot their keys, burned an address, whatever, bad contract. And that
would have imagined so much more.
That includes EIP, Ethereum Improvement Proposal, mandated by the protocol burns. So it's not that much.
Wow.
It's Sol. The data is scarce.
Yeah.
Wallet hacks, dead contracts, but nobody really has the metrics, or at least has compiled them that this particular search engine could report on them. And those things definitely have an impact. In Bitcoin, lost coins are like a permanent-ish deflationary pressure. You know what I mean? That's a significant chunk, and that's probably not ever coming back. So it's interesting. Other questions you see in the chat, my friend? Or is there a brilliant thought on your head that you want to share?
There's always a few of those.
There's always a few of those. You got a couple just jiggling around in there. I do every now and then get a brilliant thought.
I always tell Jordan that what's going on in his head is the monkey with the symbols. walking in a circle.
Shout out to Jordan. We do love him.
Give him a scroll here. Let me see. I know there was something else that I know I'm forgetting, and I'm going to find it. Mark my words.
Excuse me so much. While you do, let me say to everybody, the other reason I want you to jump into that circle community is if you like shows like this, we're live all the time. We're live Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central. Here on TikTok, here on Twitter, here on Instagram, or in your ears on Apple Podcasts. We're usually here then Monday through Thursday. Wednesdays is After Dark. Monday is Market Watch. All the shows, all the stuff, and the community is at rumshq.com. Alex, you mentioned Marinade earlier in the stream. We got forever ago when Nikki came on, he gave us that link. You can put your soul on Marinade's platform. You can reassign stakers through them, validators, your assets to do the work of securing and transacting on the network. And you can earn an APY that is better than anywhere else on their protocol. Thank you, Marinade. And check it out, rumshq.com. Get in the community. Buy the mug, whatever. Send us a message. Come back and see us again, because really we just want to know how you are and make sure you're not running around out there with, some of these streets are rough.
So I found the question. And
the question?
I
thought
the question I was thinking of that I knew I missed.
Okay.
And there's also a, what's up, Amber? Good to see you. There's also a note just like this morning. I swear I had no idea. A couple people just mentioning Avalanche looking big day for almost 14% today.
Would you Would you say that?
I would.
14% is a big day. I would say that.
That's a big day. Yeah.
What happened?
17% on the week. I don't know.
Alex,
Sam, what happened?
I'm on TikTok, so naturally I'm going to ask you why is it up? Why is it up? It looks like I honestly haven't even looked at the markets all day.
Oh,
Avalanche has such a terrible chart. At least like when I look at the long term, I'm like, oh,
it really does, doesn't it?
poor thing.
Poor
Yeah,
thing.
but it looks really good in the last 3 months.
Poor thing.
People in podcast land, it looks like a stegosaurus.
Oh,
You know, where at the left it has this big humpy back, and then it just kind of is like laying on the ground the rest of the time.
I see Toyota.
You
Avalanche
see the
Bulls.
shape of a Toyota?
Avalanche Bulls target $30 breakout as Toyota partnership fuels momentum is the headline.
Oh yes, I remember seeing this too on X, and this happened a couple days ago, right?
That
like
sounds
2 days
familiar.
ago?
No, I'm remembering now seeing some tweets about it. Yeah, and I didn't dive.
I mean, a big thing like that out of the
mean-
blue, it can definitely, if it's been down. The market cap is $12.2 billion. So good for them. If you were holding it in the last year, you've mostly had a downtime with a little opportunity to trade up and down. That's not so bad. But
Toyota partnership aims to build the Mobility Open Network, a blockchain-based system designed for smart transport, shared mobility, and even robotaxi fleets. So I assume, I literally, are they building a subnet? Is that what I'm reading here?
I don't know. I really got caught up on robotaxi fleets. I think that might be another band name.
You're-
We got 2 this stream, and I feel like the universe has given us a gift. I wish I had a sound.
All right. So the question, and then we'll get to there's a few more coming in here.
I'm missing all of
The-
them. Sorry.
was just we actually talked about this a little bit this morning with Matthew, and actually I'm gonna rip Matthew off and give his analogy because it was really good.
Might be one of the best analogies we've ever had live on the show. And might
Yeah.
I say, we've had some really good ones. I saw you make the face the same time I did. Like, damn, that was the light bulb.
It was you're coming home with me.
You're
to
cooking.
my other little gang of good analogies. So the question is about wrapping tokens and what are they, and compare them to the traditional typical token. So we talked about it this morning with the context of bridging, but they are actually different. So very simply put, wrapping a token is taking a token that exists on one chain and putting that exact token on a different chain in a wrapper so that you can use it there. The most common is USDC, moving from chain to chain to chain to chain. And now there's less wrapping because it is just natively deployed to all these different blockchains. So it's just good old fashioned USDC. You might have also seen it with Ethereum, wrapping Ethereum to put it in different places so that you can do Ethereum DeFi in different places. Bitcoin, wrapping Bitcoin to put it on Ethereum, putting your Bitcoin in an Ethereum costume to stick it on the Ethereum blockchain so that you can, do DeFi stuff with your Bitcoin. And Matthew's analogy was, it's like football players, where the player is the token and the jersey is the wrapper. And if they're going to go play on a different team, they got to wear a different jersey. I was like, oh, dude, that's killer. That's a good one.
Yeah,
So Matthew gets a.
Yeah, he gets the double ding. I already had given him 3 points, so he's up to 5.
Killing it. He's going to beat you.
Quickly. Oh, he's definitely. Nobody is going to beat me tonight. I'm going to have more gwumps than anybody. I told you that's what I was playing for. You are in first. Christina is in a very close second and could get more points at any time. I'm feeling very generous. Matthew has 5. And someone who knows more than me has 1.
Just because it's more topical, Neil asked if the Ledger blockchain hack is fixed. The answer is yes, although it was not a Ledger hack or a blockchain hack. What happened is that a core NPM developer got phished, clicked a bad link, downloaded some bad packages, which then got used a bunch of times. Really, nothing was stolen, less than $100, ended up actually getting clipped, which is the term for the specific kind of scam that this is, wherein if you go to send a transaction, a different address is popped in right at the last second so that you send your whatever to a different address. I actually want to read you guys. I emailed my dad. I was like, Dad, tell me about this NPM thing and tell me if this is legit or whatever. And he wrote me back 2 emails that I'm going to read to you because
Alex's dad, a seasoned developer, engineer,
Yes.
deeply technical thinker and builder.
Yeah, for context, he's not just a dude. He has been a
He's
software
not just a
engineer
guy.
for as long as software has had engineers. He has been there engineering. So I sent him the article. I said, seeing this everywhere, not sure exactly what I'm looking at beyond what Perplexity told me. And he goes, quote, "Nothing burger. NPM is the biggest pile of dung on the planet. I doubt hope that bigger wallets don't use any / too much of it." And then he sent me an article that had a really good summary. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I know I saw that the packages were downloaded like 2 billion times, but not even $100 got clipped. And he says the $2 billion the 2 billion download number is very misleading. Most developers don't bundle NPM packages with their app code, but they download them over and over and over again whenever someone is using the app. Moreover, those packages are used by many kinds of apps and many platforms where there are no targets for this specific exploit. Attacks like this are essentially scattershots, and occasionally a bystander gets hit. So there you go. It's a big old nothing. And Ledger, not wanting to waste a crisis, saw it as an opportunity to plug cold storage because it's easier to confirm and verify all of the steps of a transaction on a cold storage device, especially one with a screen or a big standalone interface. So that was absolutely a marketing stunt by Ledger to capitalize on it. By the time they were posting, the exploit had already been patched. So it was not live for very long before NPM.
Yeah, but it sure traveled across the internet. It caught my attention, and I actually was alerted to it by a Reddit thread. I'm usually not on Reddit, but I saw a thread about it on Reddit that linked to what I thought was a helpful article that explained it, but people were still clearly everywhere very concerned. So I would say, probably made a lot of money that day.
Oh yeah, probably.
We don't know. Allegedly, I have absolutely no idea. It could have been a rough day for sales. Maybe people were too afraid to buy a crypto wallet, which also wouldn't surprise me.
Who knows?
We had a really good question from Neil in follow-up saying, when Alex dad on Rise Up, I want the alpha. And I am with you, Neil. Me too. I really would like it if you can make time.
My dad can beat up your dad.
And your mom too.
Yeah. My mom is much more likely to get on the show.
Yeah, I also think she would be more, no shade to your dad, she'd be better TV.
My dad he's not really interested.
Your dad would be, sweet and engaged, but he would be technical and probably,
very technical.
Not his fault, but you'd ask him what a ZK proof was, and he would actually probably tell you in appropriate detail, and maybe
throw in some obscure.
You don't think so? But I feel like he could tell you. He's just the kind of guy who, if he could explain a concept to you, he'd have a lot of years of history and a lot of experience with it probably. And I don't know. It's overwhelming.
I would always just
I would enjoy
I know the guy that made that.
But I think a lot of people would be like, damn. And meanwhile, your mom is just going to tell everybody how to flip trade their way to financial success.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my mom is over there just
in a pair of like TikTok Elvis
out trading all of crypto Twitter.
Seriously, she is killing it.
Who's got the best percentage P&L? My mom.
Hey.
Okay. I know there was another couple questions that were good. Austin was asking, what is an interesting project that you have on your radar, and why does it intrigue you?
Great questions tonight, Austin. Do you want to go first? Because I don't know that. I've said a couple already.
I mean, there's a few. A short answer, if you want to see like projects that we're interested in, the people that we reach out to and harass to join the show, those are the projects that we're interested in. We've hosted a lot of them. None. I mean, and just for the record, the only one that has ever actually sponsored the show was that brief campaign that we did with Polygon. Everything else has just been because we're like, hey, come share.
Yeah.
Those were all things that we were interested in. So if I was looking at things that I was genuinely interested in, I mean, I think Billions is cool as hell.
Absolutely.
I am extremely interested in applications of zero knowledge, because I think that we have completely eroded even the illusion of privacy, and it should be pretty apparent to people at this point that you have none. And if there is any hope of restoring maybe a little bit of it, I personally believe that ZK is one of the better attempts at regaining some of our privacy, especially digitally.
I agree.
Super interested in that. I mean, I think that Courtyard is super cool. I think I'm a big fan of things that are easily understandable. Like if you have a protocol and you can explain it to me in one sentence and I can get it, I'm bullish. So that's exciting. Trying to think who else has been.
Homer says, trust is dead. ZK forever, which I am going to add to the list of crypto band names. We're up to 3 now. I just want you to know they're having a really good night. And Neil said he wants your dad to explain XRP to him. So we got to get him.
If you asked my dad about that, he'd go, what? It's blah, 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 blah. Okay.
And speaking of missing things, Austin, he missed the first protocol. You said billions, right? Was the first one you named?
Yeah, billions.
Okay, here's a real quick screen share that you mentioned it. The show is no longer sponsored by Polygon, but you should know this anyway. That on staking.polygon.technology, you can see a list of community airdrops. These are confirmed or like alleged finished airdrops with timelines about when they're coming. And this is a great way to like earn tokens for protocols you're interested in. Billions.
I totally forgot Billions was on there.
And not only is it a confirmed airdrop, it links right to their website. It is estimated in 2026. So you are plenty early. It links to their website where you sign up. You download their app, you sign up, you prove your humanity. You can upload a picture of a passport. You can do a couple of different things to like get extra points for your verification and get a human credential. And our episode with Evan McMullen goes into all the information about, how they store it, how they secure it, how it's decentralized. Honestly, it doesn't go all the way because it's deep, but they have really good technical documents. They're very helpful. And so to echo what you said, we just had him on the show because we've had her on before. She is at the forefront of trying to fix the internet's problem with privacy, with verification. And it's such a big problem. You said Courtyard. I would agree. We said Pudgy Penguins, Pudgy Party already. The Pudgy Party's been so fun. I'm so bullish on Logadog, so bullish on Mike. I'm a little bearish on Base at the moment, but I'm so bullish on Mike.
There's a lot of really good stuff in that ecosystem. Like I'm very bullish on Remix.
Dude, Remix is so good. Clanker is so good. I mean, there's so much good stuff. We're going too fast. People are like, wait, what? Remix we've got episodes with, right? What's Remix, Alex?
Yeah. Remix we have 2 episodes with, and I would love to do another one.
Come back.
Yeah, dude. So Remix is really cool. You can think of Remix kind of like TikTok, but for games. So instead of swiping and scrolling through quick watch short form content, you're swiping through short form quick play mobile games. Yeah. And the creators on Remix vibe code through prompting the onboard AI how to build a small little game. And so instead of like logging in to film a video and post it, you log in and talk to the AI and build a mobile game, and then you can deploy it and it gets posted, and then you can swipe through and you can play them, and you can also play them on your desktop. And we were introduced to the platform when our friend Sam Stefanina of the Wolves DAO and the shows on Twitter, Simplified and Gamified, huge shout out. I've been on that space many times. It's easily the best space on Twitter right now happening. And he handed Evan and I each the phone, and he was like, I'll give you $20 if you can get 1 point. And we were like,
it was like a ball bouncing game on Remix on his phone, and you tap it and had to like avoid a couple of obstacles or something, right? Or wait for it to draw. It was just simple, but
it's a little ball, and you can tap it once to jump, and then in air you can tap it again to double jump, and then you swipe back and forth to move it. And there's all these like circulating saw blades crossing in across the screen, and you have to like avoid them. And he was $20 if you can get 1 point. And he was like, you get 3 tries to get 1 point, $20. Didn't do it.
Yeah. Dude, it was so hard. It was so fun though. I was like, oh man, I want to try again. Somebody said, vibe coded games. Oh no, I think it was Vonda. And a lot of the games probably will be rough, but think about this.
No, you should go check it out. You can play hundreds of games.
Hundreds of games are good. Some of them are really good.
They're really good.
And it cannot be stressed enough that it's not just like TikTok, but really, truly, for about as much effort as it would take somebody who's never done it before to make a TikTok video, is about as much effort as it takes to create a game on Remix. And
Yeah.
Alex and I, we're TikTok power users. I can duet his videos, I can make captions, I can edit. You know, I'm sophisticated. People who spend time on Remix will become like that with game development. And they'll be exercising the muscle of creating games again and again and again, building a following. Like that is going to be a huge disruption. The TikTok algorithm meets hungry, young video game designers who are thirsty to create.
I think it's amazing because there are
Huge.
so many people with so many ideas about something that could make a cool game. And the cost of entry to building a video game is unbelievably high. And AI is going to eviscerate that. It is. It's actively eviscerating it.
I can't share what the mobile screen looks like for our audience, but Rada asked if we could share the website, which is remix.gg. And it does have some really kind of helpful pictures on the screen that will allow you to see what the games look like. You know, there's like a little platformer where you jump and collect coins. There's a Galaga style game where you move a spaceship to shoot enemies. There are driving, you know, you can program very socially. You can search games by the people who develop them. And you can start to create them yourself.
You can see right there. So how many plays does that creator have? How many times have their games been played? How many hours have their games been played? How many different players have played their games?
Yep.
I mean, it's tens of thousands of people playing. I think it's cool as hell. If you have a neat idea for a game, you can go on Remix and do it. Not sponsored by Remix. I would love to be, but they're just friends of ours,
dude.
And it's a killer product. I don't think they have a token.
I just love everything about it, and I love that, you know, repping them for the price of friendship. But I'm here to tell you, we would look really good in the t-shirt, and Sam and Charlie, you send them over and we'll wear them. If you need someone to spread the word in a professional capacity, you can call us anytime. They're welcome here every day. I would gladly host. When are we getting them? Sure. Let's get them back together. I just want to have them.
No, I said that's the next one. I want both of them.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
Yeah. So check out remix.gg. Check out Sam Stefanina and Charlie Blackstock.
Chuckstock.
0x Chuckstock. I think Sam Stefanina will be easier maybe to find just with his name. Isn't his name? I don't know.
Yeah, Sam Stefanina and 0x Chuckstock.
And 0x Chuckstock. Check him out on X and tell him we sent you.
Yes.
Alex, I think I could probably make it to the end of the stream. Before we started, we were talking about the state of our phone batteries. And you know how TikTok is. We have to stream from different devices. I'm at 11%, bro. I started at 37. I'm going to power through. Or at least try to catch us before I rug.
Well, for the record, if we have to do a merge, I'm at 80 now.
We were joking too. I said, Alex, midstream, and he said we can shift. And I said, oh, it'll be like the merge if we can do it without losing connection. The Ethereum upgrade to proof of stake. We are such nerds, dude. Like,
we're dorks, actually.
You're a loser.
Yeah, dorks hosting their fake radio show.
Hey, that's us.
Hey there, normies.
And if you've got a crypto question, we want to hear it. If you've sent one and we missed it, we want to hear it too. If you can't tune in right now, that's okay. Leave us a comment wherever you are. And if you're listening in the future, hello. I really hope your candles are green and that you're taking some damn profits. What do you say? We'll give it a couple more minutes, do a few more questions, then we'll do a final thought, read out the points tally, and ride our cats and cows into the sunset. Tomorrow, we've got another show. Just us, Evan, Alex, and Will hanging out with you. I have got it set to do a circle after show. And then, since I'm here in Michigan, I'm going to go visit my grandmother. I cannot wait.
Be brief. We have meetings right after. Or at least I do. If you want to do
You do. I'm making you go, man.
Okay. And I think also we're sans Will.
Tomorrow he's texted. He said he's joining us, so people can look forward to that.
Okay.
Yaya says, this show would be the first place I would be presenting my project. I am honored, and thank you to Duality, who said, everyone smash the like button, subscribe, and share. You know, the easiest, fastest, freest way to help us is wherever you are to leave a comment. And if you have a like button or a follow button, that really does make a difference. We don't say that often, but that's like the simplest, quickest thing you can do. If you left us a review on Apple Podcasts or, you know, went and commented, followed us somewhere, that's so cool. And especially shout out to all the people on the newer platforms. If you're listening on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, like, you are so cool. Everyone is cool. You guys are extra cool today.
Yeah, I would say for sure we don't say it enough, and that's probably because we're bad promoters, but
we're preoccupied.
We're busy hosting the fake show. A really big a thing that would actually help quite a bit would be if you do enjoy this and you get value out of it, to throw a YouTube episode on or toss a like on the YouTube stream. That seems to be like, that's the platform that I think more than anything we're interested in, like really making a concerted push to. Evan and I have been talking a lot about, especially after my move is done, by the grace of God, to finally get to put dedicated YouTube stuff up, like longer form explainers that can be either like cut out of episodes or like just specifically filmed for YouTube. Really want to do that.
I would love it. I was looking up to see if, as we talk about ways you can support the show, the other thing you can do is you can just tell a friend about us. We want to be the crypto you share with your friend who's skeptical or curious or concerned, not because we're interested in like converting them, but because like we just
skeptics.
We want to tell the best story we can, and we want to demonstrate to everybody here who doesn't seem as interested in it that that's the most important way to like share this technology and make it helpful for everyone, is to get it in their hands, the everyday people like us, and then let them play with it. Because there's no doubt anyone could start building this stuff, but it's hard. Coinbase is building it, but they're a company. They don't know you. They're somewhere in Palo Santo, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault. We love them. Can't wait to get their credit card. Oh my God, I can't wait. Did you see, Alex? Our friend Moose, or maybe it was our friend Tom, I don't know. I think it was Moose. Everybody in the community is starting to get their Coinbase credit cards. And I just got to read you this comment. He says, this is what you're missing if you're not in the community. In the general chat, Moose Shaman says, well, I would never encourage anyone to pay taxes with a credit card. I owe about $15K before the end of the year. The government charges a 1.75% fee to use a credit card, but I'm getting 4% back in Bitcoin.
Dude, I can hear Jeff the Dunker right now. Take your Coinbase credit card to Costco, max it out to buy gold, pawn your gold and buy ETH, get the Bitcoin rewards. Leverage the ETH.
Bitcoin, loop it. Now you're earning 59% on Bitcoin. Dude, it's right though.
Dude, I just one of the episodes that I go back and I rewatch old episodes, and we had Jeff on 6 or 7 months ago. So yeah, good. We were at when we were at Consensus. He joined us. We had the split episode with him, and then we did an intermission in the middle.
The intermission that almost killed you.
It really truly took a year off my life. But we made him sit there and watch that video that he posted, his buy gold at Costco, sell it for cash.
Yeah. And I would say he's a very professional fellow. Like, he really cleans up in terms of, he's, himself. But Jeff the Dunker is a character.
Yeah, he's got a character.
He's a character. And we love his character so much, we subject him to watching it so we can show it to you. And he's a real sport about it. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. I don't have time to be doing DeFi like Jeff the Dunker, which reminds me to invite you. We got so many good projects. People ask us what projects we're interested in. We talked to Jeff because he's building Odyssey Finance, and it is a like click to earn product like Aave or like Marinate or anything. But what's on the back end of it is not just like I am supplying USDC to somebody to borrow. It's like I'm supplying USDC and applying, between 1 to 3x leverage to take out a loan and buy more at this collateral rate. And it like shows you the information, but that used to be a process you had to do manually. When Zane, Jeff the Dunker, started doing this, it was years ago. And you had to go to one place, sell your ETH, lend your ETH, whatever, swap your ETH, take it to someplace else, park that somewhere. You had to do all this stuff. It's very time intensive and very difficult. And now he's like, oh, we could just build that on the back end to different risk profiles and do it in a click. Our friends at Gauntlet, they're doing that too with Gauntlet Vaults. Not quite the degen way that I'm sure Jeff the Dunker is, in that they're probably not going and wrapping to a bunch of stuff, but maybe they are. I really don't know. Odyssey has a beta that you can try right now. It's at odyssey.finance, and it's good. My computer is not going to open it for some reason, but it's a pretty similar to what you've seen before DeFi dashboard. And I don't have mine logged in right now, so I can't show you. Oh, maybe I can, but it looks like, picking a position, you can read into it, learn about it, and see an APY. The max APY, if you apply all the leverage to this strategy, is going to be 56%. 17x leverage on effectively ETH. So great assets, probably good contracts. Interesting and worth exploring or learning with, an insignificant amount of money that you throw away on a lottery ticket or, buy a school book with. And gauntlets.
I love how those are your two examples.
What, gauntlet?
Lottery tickets and school books.
Yeah, man, tuition. And app.gauntlet.xyz is Gauntlet's new product. They've got vaults too. We've had them on the show.
That's another project I'm excited.
So
we've had a few really good ones lately that I'm excited about. Foundation, Opacity.
Yeah. Oh
Gauntlet.
man, I love the Opacity team.
Have a meeting with them tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're talking right now. Let's just be clear. We have mentioned, the show has really not been sponsored, though it could be, by a lot of people. And most notably, it was sponsored by Polygon for about 2 months. They had some changes. We're not anymore. Not worried about it. It's not like we had to kick their butts or something.
We got a very good report card from them.
We got a very good report card, and we love them. And the stuff we've got in the works, we've got. We're actively working back and forth with Arculus to have a closer relationship, to bring them to share their wallets. I'm hoping one of the things we're working to negotiate is more wallets in the hands of more people. When we do these silly little After Dark points contests, wouldn't it be great if we could give somebody an Arculus wallet, or give
an
everybody
Arculus wallet that's purple and branded with Rise Up?
Correct.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, purple Arculus wallets.
Purple.
Bullish.
Rums branded Arculus wallets. I could not be more bullish. So, them, who else are we talking to? We're talking to Unlock Protocol, our friends at the DAO there. We've been talking with our friend Blake at Myosin and some of the folks over there about, working with their clients, bringing people from unique positions in the ecosystem onto the show. And also just having a closer relationship with Myosin. All of their marketing minds, Foundation. I mean, and the tax app. You had a meeting with the tax app today to explore something. Awaken.
Yeah, very excited about that. It's really cool.
As a guy who's building his own partial tax app, full dashboard, but partially.
Fine, I'll show it to you. Jeez.
As a guy who's building his own, do you get nervous to talk to Awaken? Because it sounds like from what you told me, they built a really friggin' cool crypto tax product.
No, it's incredible. And I mean, mine it's funny because it started as a tax efficiency calculator, and now it's kind of like calling your cell phone a cell phone because it does call people. Yes, technically you can call people, but it's the shittiest feature. Everyone always sounds like crap. Just text me. And now at this point, like I said this morning, the part about, and I've renamed it, it's Blockchain Basecamp now. The coolest part about it is the simulators. I built another one this afternoon.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you build? You built the seed phrase simulator, which I love.
Yeah, so you can fake set up a wallet, get a fake seed, a simulated seed phrase, and practice inputting it in to unlock a wallet and import it and back it up. And I did the transaction, the send and receive simulator today, so you can get a wallet address, copy it into the and paste it. And actually, I built the simulator to specifically rug you and swap the address to the one an address that you did not enter at the confirmation screen. So if you click yes, it's going to then pop up and be like, oh, you got to check that address. You just sent it to someone else.
Is it can you make it play a sound effect, and can it be you got rugged?
Absolutely.
Alex.
Yeah.
It's time for a segment I have decided to call The Merge. What we're going to do is, because my phone's battery is dying, it's different than we originally communicated. It is a hard fork, but it's a little softer. And what I need to build consensus with you on, what I need you to validate for me, you see what I'm doing here?
Keep them coming, yeah.
I need to unplug the soundboard from my phone and plug in my charger. So I need to fully switch our audio to TikTok. They're going to lose night driving on TikTok, but what you're going to need to do, don't get support. No, simpler. You're going to come off mute on TikTok and turn your volume all the way down. You got me in your headphones, but TikTok needs your microphone because they'll need to hear it on my feed because I'm hosting, and I'm telling you, man, all you got to do is turn your mute off. Everyone is witnessing this epic moment. If you're listening to the podcast recording,
I need the
you don't need shit.
I don't need the soundboard connected to the phone?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I trust
You're not going to get your
completely,
crispy mic. They're going to get your phone mic, but it's going to be absolutely fine. They're never going to know.
Now that I'm thinking out loud,
Podcast will not suffer. Okay, talk to me before we merge.
Yeah, before we merge, Homer goes, "Is this real life? This is real life." We're doing it live. Podcast land. I'm so sorry.
No, this could be good. It could be a new all-time high.
Yeah, this is serious, guys. I'm just, as I'm thinking out loud, if I connect the aux cable from my soundboard to the phone, and I still have the sound routing out of the studio here from my laptop to the board, won't we get Crispies?
Yeah, and I can just mute it. Go for it. Are you ready with the cable?
Yeah. Stand by. Give me 2 seconds.
Here we go. Take your time. Ladies and gentlemen,
Guys,
it is an historic moment.
Geniuses.
It is an historic moment. We are about to merge from proof of Evan hosting to proof of
Vonda says she's reporting these antics.
Popovich.
Police. So wait, do I have to?
You have to unmute your microphone because these people can't hear shit from you right now, and I'm gonna mute mine in 3.
What are you doing?
I can't do it, Alex.
Why not?
I'm hosting.
You can't.
I
really
cannot mute. You must unmute and unconnect from your soundboard, and then. No. Unmute. Disconnect the phone from the soundboard and then turn your volume all the way down and it will be well. Godspeed, man.
All right. Disconnected. Unmute.
And unmuted. And now, my friends, they can hear you.
Garen fucking T.
I'm sad to say they won't hear a sound effect though. So you'll have to imagine some dings and some gwumps until I have enough charge.
Okay. Someone on TikTok. I swear you can't mute yourself. That makes no sense.
Because I'm the host. I am the host of this show.
Listen, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you to do your job. I swear to God, you can.
Clearly, you haven't hosted a live stream in a long time, or you've forgotten some things that I'm about to have to tell you, which is that as the host.
I know it's not in the usual place, but can't
Mikey,
you?
no muty. Mute, no Mikey.
I'm gonna fight you on that one.
No Mikey, muty, man.
I am gonna fight you on that one.
Okay,
so
you're
wait,
right. You know what? Hang on. I just want it to be known on the record that I'm trying to get some gwumps tonight because that's my goal. I found a button that says mute microphone.
You son of a bitch.
The merge is on, Alex. I'm muting my microphone in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
There you go.
So
There you
I'm
go.
unmuted.
It is
Sounds
not
in.
showing me as muted, but it says my microphone is muted.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yep.
Congratulations. You've earned yourself another dig and have moved 1 point further away from winning the Gwump Championship of the evening.
So TikTok, is this working? Can you guys hear everything all right?
I got an LOL out of it, so I'm going to say yes. And if you can't, let us know. And if you're in podcast land and this has influenced your perception of our show so much that you would give us a lower rating, but you're still listening, I just want to say, give us one more chance because
So you're telling me
I'm
there's
telling
a
you there's a chance. Okay, Alex, we've only got about 20 minutes left before we got to ride our dogs, ponies, cats, and cows into the sunset. What do you think about making one more good call for questions? And then if there's something to say, we'll say it. And if there's not, we'll roll on out. So leave your questions in the live chat. Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Does everyone have a bunch of pretty colors? The question comes in, no pics. I only have pretty colors, and Alex does too. So,
what?
I don't know. Thank you for your question. And to you for TM Radio who said Paul is not sponsoring you guys. No, not at this moment. Our show is unsullied by sponsorship, as Ernie Johnson would say, but
Yes, not a single one.
could be.
It could be.
So if you got a crypto company you want us to talk to, whether it's because you'd like access to their products and services, you'd like to learn from them, they
Tell
don't even
them.
have to- tell them. That's right. Tell them and tell us, but tell them.
The thing that I really want to do more than anything is not like whenever we get into the meetings, I think we overwhelm people because I'm like, listen, sponsoring is boring. All right, miss me with that nonsense. And then we propose the official Rise Up Media strategic partnership. And it just includes a lot of stuff. and like a lot of stuff that I want to do. The thing that bothers me
Yeah.
is that there's like 4 things in this entire industry that have ever taken the time to try to build a brand. And I'm like, guys, this is such a miss. Like marketing data from everywhere else except for this industry will tell you data like that is so much data, more data than you can shake a stick at or whatever people say, that's the way to do it. And that it's idiotic to just keep doing like, hey guys, we have a thing for you to buy it. Okay, thanks. See you later. And then come back 6 months later and be like, guys, I have another thing for you to buy it. And then disappear again. And that's so stupid, but that's all crypto does. It's just like,
Yeah.
every time we get a reach out, it's like, hey guys, we have a product to launch. We have a token coming out. It's like, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's not the move. And crypto companies are waking up to it. They're maturing slowly. I loved listening to the interview with Danielle. I'm only halfway through it from Monday night. If you haven't listened to it, boy, the episodes the guys did without me on Monday, they were both so good. The interview with Danielle was fantastic. She had so many great insights from like tokens, trading indicators to the culture on TikTok, marketing for crypto companies. I loved her story about like harassing them on LinkedIn because she understood short form video and they did not. And she was in a position to, say, you need to get over here. I loved the Monday morning Excova. You guys had killer stuff.
Mm-hmm. What can I say? I've learned a thing or
Well,
two.
don't say too much. I've already been glazing you, and the people didn't tune in for that, did they?
All right.
My friend, I'm just kidding. It's gonna feel good to get into your house, huh?
I can't wait, dude.
And just like be able to breathe again.
Yeah. Next,
You must be like holding your breath a little every day right now.
Well, and I think you guys hold me to this. I think I'm going to be able to do the entire move between Thursday's show and be back on Monday. I think I'm going to do the entire thing between those.
And yes, Brutus was ambitious. That's
because you can't take a day off. Can't take a day off of the show.
You can if you must. But I am with you. I would do the same thing. And I just want you to get in that house, be closer to the beach, just for your life.
Yeah.
I know you like the beach.
Well, and I'm trying to get Evan to come out to Tybee for Pirate Fest in the beginning of October.
Oh my God. Oh, you have to tell him about Pirate Fest. I hope Kimberly is listening right now. Pirate Fest sounds like it was meant for me.
It was, because half your wardrobe is already pirate attire.
We're halfway there.
So, and plus I have a golf cart now. So we're gonna deck the golf cart out, and we're gonna drive that bitch downtown Tybee to the bustling metropolis.
Bustling metropolis.
Yeah. It's just like a couple days on Tybee where everybody dresses as a pirate and drinks a lot and goes to the beach. And there's a parade. Pirate parade.
No sooner had Alex spoken it than I looked it up to see, oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is obviously what we're going to do next year. This is October 9th through 12th.
Mm-hmm.
At least this year, maybe they change it up every year. But they've even got an Instagram and a Facebook. You can go coordinate with them. It looks like it's Tybee Pirate Fest on Facebook. An X account. It looks great. Kim wants to go on a pirate boat.
Let me know.
He's got the hookup. The show is not sponsored by Pirate Fest, but I don't have a boat. God, it could be.
I don't have a boat, but I have access to a boat, and we will turn it into a small pirate ship.
Okay, if you're there for it, somebody take a picture. Alex, I think it's about that time to start doing final thoughts. Before we do, let me say we have a chance to win points still while I am saying this last announcement. So say something great in the comments. Leave me a laugh, a good joke, a word of wisdom, and you might get some points before we announce the winners, but it's coming in close. Alex, have you got any last stuff that you wanted to discuss in terms of topics that we need to get into before tomorrow?
Yeah. There was
you usually like to answer a question or two, so I want to make sure.
There was a question.
We're going to get you, going.
There was a comment about Solana ETFs. And actually, I wanted to touch on this because Will posted a video also talking about things you can still front run. And
that's a great topic.
And he put in ETFs, eventual, inevitable, highly probable, whatever ETFs. And Solana is the one that right now I would say has the most buzz. I think XRP always has ETF buzz. And I think
Solana, but it doesn't have the same kind of legs.
No, but I don't think anything
going to be huge for them, but it's going to be bigger for Sol, I think.
Yes. I don't think that anything else is near that like.
I think ETH is close, but I also think.
Well, but ETH has ETFs.
But I think the staking bit.
Oh
is
yeah.
big.
Yes,
Except that people have been buying a lot of ETH lately, and I can't tell if that's because they're excited for that and they're like front running it and it's going to be a big sell the news or what.
Well, speaking of, you know who's coming back to the show soon that we can ask about ETH staking?
No, tell me who.
Yes, you do.
I'm sure I do, but it's gone from my mind. Who would you say is that person?
Commissioner Hester Peirce.
I'm telling you, Alex, I had a day. Yes, you're so right. That's exactly right. Commissioner Peirce is coming back.
Yes.
She is. I did not gwump her. I gwump me.
No,
I would never.
you.
I'm going for gwumps tonight, man, and I'm killing it. Hester Peirce, the commissioner of the SEC. The how do they title it? You know, like when you are the chairperson, you're the commissioner. Is there like a I don't. She's the director of the crypto task force. She's got a whole bunch of titles.
Crypto mom.
Crypto mom, maybe the most important for our people, as it were, is coming back to the show October 6th. It's a Monday.
Yes.
We're going to do a special broadcast. It'll be like 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. We'll have her for an hour. Her aides, as always, have been fantastic. She has been gracious with her time, and we cannot wait to get her. Cannot wait to get her. And as long as we're talking about regulators, Alex, have you talked yet with Dennis about Washington? What are you thinking?
Yes. Seems like we're good. He and I have a call later this week.
Yes.
Go over the details. He's traveling right now, as
So
he usually is.
I don't think I've said this on air yet, but the plan for us is, I don't think I'm going to go. I think we have had
That's okay.
because the commissioner is later, and because we don't have the solid plans to we're not going to go to the conference floor. I think if you're there with Dennis, that's a killer use of time, and I don't want to be putting together a bad show on Capitol Hill as much as I want to go. And I know there are some people there. I know Mike is watching or listening at some point in time. Hello, Mike. If it's the future, be well. And I wish I could go see him, but I think I got to sit it out. Washington, D.C.
I think that makes sense. Well, plus you have Dev Connect. So.
I have Dev Connect. That's right. If you want to go to Buenos Aires, Argentina, because you need an excuse to get away and also an excuse to go to a crypto conference, have I got news for you. Your boy will be hosting the Web Zero pre-conference conference. And if you don't know, a pre-conference conference is kind of that's like a thing. Everybody does that. Not everybody, but like a lot of, usually they're like side events. Pre-conference, post-conference, and sometimes they end up being better than the conference themselves. But Dev Connect is such a big, especially for the Ethereum community, an important conference, and ends up being a lot of real lifer crypto people. Buenos Aires has a really robust crypto community, and it will undoubtedly be a great place to go and connect and learn about blockchain. And honestly, it's super cheap there. The flight might be expensive depending on where you are, where you live, but
yeah, never been.
I am looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm brushing up my my Espanol so that I can speak like a local. I'm going to be hosting a stage there at the Web Zero pre-conference, and you know who else is hosting the other stage? Is our friend Brooke from the show, dude.
Yep.
So
world.
the friends of the show, they're
literally though, it is a small world. Very.
And that's why Alex and I, at least speaking for you, I think it's true. Doing this job, it's really just about talking about cool, exciting stuff with our friends, who are building the future.
That's basically what I do for a living.
That's what we do. That's what.
And by living, I mean for fun, because no one's getting paid. Whoops.
It's a living, but actually, I think we have done well.
For someone who talks about revenue as much as I do, I don't have any.
No, you have more than you let on, but you don't.
I mean, yeah, we have.
We'll be doing. Alex and I have always been saying, we'll be doing really good a couple years from now. And honestly, we're doing.
You know what I thought earlier? We are like the human versions of XRP. We got real big things right around the corner. And we've had real big things right around the corner for years. For years to come, we will continue to have real big things right around the corner. Rumors are we're being looked at really seriously by several prominent banks.
Yeah, we're the oldest, most promising young creators in the industry. Okay. I'm
well, now that I've called us human XRP, I think it's time to go to bed.
I think it's time for me to tell you that here are the points as they stand. Ladies and gentlemen, monsters and machines at the end of another episode of Rise Up After Dark. In second to last place. We have Land Rover with 1 point, Igor with 1 point, and someone who knows more than me, all 1 point. Oh, excuse me, it was Land Rover Arbitrage. In fourth place, crypto band names with Dead TVL, Robo Taxi Fleets, and ZK Forever. I can hear it now. That means in third place with 5 points. You got to give it up for our friend Matthew Wiley. Congratulations on third place. In second place, this one is close. Oh, and I just got the news that some last minute points came in that have slightly changed the tally. Okay, in second place is Alex. Alex, give it up for Alex with 12 points and 1 gwump. Second place, and our first place winner tonight with 15 points, just snagged 5 at the last minute there, is Christina. Congratulations, Christina. You came in strong. And there's one more prize to give out. Which
Did you recalculate when you realized that I'd accidentally won the show?
No, because you haven't won the show, Alex. You got the most points. But in an unprecedented record number of gwumps tonight, I want you to know that the winner of negative points with negative 8 points is me, baby. So I'd say that was one for the books.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks, brother. You ready to do another one tomorrow?
Yeah.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, monsters and machines, people and creatures of all ages, it is that time we are finally going to ride our dogs and ponies, cats and cows, off into another sunrise. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we will be live 24/7 in the Rise Up community. It's totally free to join. It's the best way to save time and money in crypto. I wish when I was hearing about Bitcoin in 2011, at the end of that speech, when I didn't understand it, the guy would have said, hey, if you're interested in this, you should just go to this website, sign up. It'll take 2 seconds, send me a message, and you'll meet like thousands of other people who are also using this and can tell you more about what it means and how to use it safely. I would have been rich, so rich. I would have been so rich, you guys. We would be funded. So the best thing you can do for yourself, like not just monetarily, but like if you care about building a part of the future and making it into something good, jump in the community, any community, but ours we think is the best. The only thing missing is you and the link to all of our stuff, the products we love like River, Marinade, Coinly, all of our friends, everything is at rumshq.com. Right, Alex?
It's true.
It's true. So, my friends, thank you for being the very best part of what we do. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, be well,